Have you ever wondered if every decision you make is truly your own? Imagine waking up one morning believing you're completely in control of your thoughts, only to discover that invisible, psychological forces have been shaping your choices for years. It sounds like science fiction, but it's actually science. Every single day, your brain makes thousands of decisions without asking for your permission. From the clothes you wear to the food you eat, from the videos you watch to the people you trust, your subconscious mind quietly takes control long before your conscious mind believes it has made a decision. Scientists estimate that the human brain processes millions of pieces of information every second. If you consciously analyzed every sound, color, smell, and movement around you, your brain would quickly become overwhelmed. To solve this problem, evolution gave us mental shortcuts known as cognitive heuristics. These shortcuts allow us to make fast decisions, but they also create hidden vulnerabilities. The world's biggest companies understand these vulnerabilities better than most people understand themselves. Every year, they spend billions of dollars studying human psychology. Their goal isn't simply to sell products. Their goal is to understand how your brain predicts rewards, responds to emotions, reacts to fear, and follows social influence. Look around you. The layout of supermarkets, the music playing in shopping malls, the colors used in advertisements, the notifications on your phone, and even the endless scrolling on social media have all been carefully engineered using psychological research. None of these things are random. Every detail has been designed to guide your attention, trigger emotional responses, and influence your behavior without you realizing it. The most surprising part is that these techniques often work because our brains evolved thousands of years ago in a completely different environment. Our ancestors needed to make quick decisions to survive dangerous situations. Today, those same survival instincts are being activated by online platforms, advertising campaigns, and modern technology. But here's the good news. Once you understand how these psychological tricks work, you become much harder to manipulate. Awareness changes everything. You begin to notice patterns that most people completely miss. Suddenly, advertisements become predictable. Social media algorithms become easier to recognize, and your own decisions become more intentional instead of automatic. Today, we're going to uncover 7 powerful psychological tricks that secretly influence millions of people every single day. By the end of this video, you'll start seeing the hidden psychology behind everyday life, and you may never look at the world the same way again. Now, let's reveal the first psychological trick that silently controls millions of people every single day. It's called choice architecture. Most people believe they make decisions based entirely on logic, but research has shown that the way choices are presented can completely change the decision you make. In other words, the environment around you often decides before you do. Imagine walking into a supermarket to buy a bottle of water. As you enter the aisle, dozens of brands are waiting for your attention. You assume you're comparing prices and quality, but your brain has already started making unconscious judgments. Products placed directly at eye level receive far more attention than those on the top or bottom shelves. That's why companies pay premium fees to place their products exactly where your eyes naturally look first. It's not because the product is better. It's because your brain prefers what it sees first. The same strategy is used online. That tiny label instantly changes your perception. Without realizing it, your brain assumes that if most people choose it, it must be the smartest option. Restaurants use the same trick with their menus. Expensive dishes are often placed near the top, making the slightly cheaper options appear like a better deal. You're not just choosing food. You're responding to carefully designed psychological cues. Streaming platforms, shopping websites, and even mobile apps arrange buttons, colors, and layouts to guide your behavior. Bright colors attract attention. Large buttons encourage clicks. Limited options reduce hesitation. Every detail is planned to make one choice feel easier than the others. What's fascinating is that your brain loves convenience. Instead of analyzing every option equally, It naturally follows the path that requires the least mental effort. This saves energy, but it also makes you easier to influence. Psychologists have discovered that even changing the order of options can dramatically affect people's decisions. Two identical choices can produce completely different results, simply because one appears first. This is why successful marketers don't just create products, they design experiences. They understand that changing the environment is often more powerful than changing the product itself. The next time you shop, browse a website, or choose between different options, pause for just a moment and ask yourself one simple question. Am I making this decision? Or was this decision designed for me? Once you start asking that question, you'll begin noticing choice architecture everywhere, and you'll realize how often your brain has been quietly guided without your awareness. Have you ever noticed yourself watching a movie simply because everyone else was talking about it? Or buying a product with thousands of 5-star reviews without questioning whether those reviews truly reflected its quality? If so, you've experienced one of the most powerful psychological forces ever discovered: social proof. Humans are social creatures. Long before cities, technology, or the internet existed, our ancestors survived by staying together. If everyone in the tribe suddenly started running, stopping to ask questions could mean the difference between life and death. Following the group became a survival instinct, and that instinct still lives inside your brain today. Your brain constantly looks at the behavior of other people to decide what is safe, correct, and valuable. This process happens automatically. You rarely notice it because it feels natural. Imagine walking through an unfamiliar city looking for a restaurant. One restaurant is completely empty. Another has a long line of customers waiting outside. Which one would you choose? Most people pick the busy restaurant without thinking twice. They assume that if so many people are willing to wait, the food must be worth it. That assumption feels logical, but it's actually a psychological shortcut. Social media has taken this effect to an entirely new level. Every like, comment, share, follower count, and view count acts as social proof. When you see a video with millions of views, your brain immediately assumes it must be interesting before you've even pressed play. Influencers understand this better than anyone. People often trust recommendations simply because they believe thousands or even millions of others trust the same person. Whether the recommendation is accurate becomes less important than the feeling that everyone else believes it. This is also why trends spread so quickly. Fashion, music, slang, and internet challenges don't become popular only because they're good. They become popular because people see other people participating. The more people join, the stronger the psychological pressure becomes. But social proof isn't always negative. It helps us learn, cooperate, and adapt to new situations. The danger comes when we stop thinking for ourselves and assume the crowd is always right. History has shown countless examples where large groups believe things that later proved completely false. A crowd can increase confidence, but it doesn't guarantee truth. The next time you see a product with thousands of positive reviews or a viral trend taking over the internet, ask yourself one important question. Do I genuinely believe this? Or am I simply following the crowd? That single question can protect you from one of the strongest invisible forces influencing the human mind every single day. Imagine you're shopping online late at night. You find a pair of shoes you've been thinking about for weeks. Just as you're about to leave the website, a bright red message suddenly appears on your screen. Only 2 items left in stock. A second later, another message pops up. 17 people are viewing this product right now. Then a countdown timer begins ticking. Offer expires in 10 minutes. Suddenly, your heartbeat increases. You begin worrying that if you don't act immediately, you'll lose the opportunity forever. Just a few moments ago, you weren't even sure if you wanted the product. Now it feels like you have to buy it. This powerful psychological phenomenon is known as the scarcity effect. The human brain naturally places greater value on things that appear rare or limited. Thousands of years ago, this instinct helped our ancestors survive. Food, shelter, and resources were often scarce, so missing an opportunity could have serious consequences. Our brains evolved to react quickly. whenever something valuable seemed like it might disappear. That ancient survival instinct still exists today. Modern marketers understand this better than almost anyone. They know that people don't just buy products, they buy opportunities. The fear of losing something often feels much stronger than the joy of gaining something. Psychologists call this loss aversion. Research has shown that people experience the pain of losing something much more intensely than the pleasure of gaining the exact same thing. That's why a message saying, "Don't miss out," is often far more persuasive than "buy now." Think about Black Friday sales, limited edition sneakers, exclusive memberships, concert tickets, or flash sales. Businesses intentionally create urgency because urgency reduces logical thinking. When people believe time is running out, they stop carefully comparing options and start making emotional decisions. Interestingly, scarcity doesn't even have to be real. Sometimes products are labeled as limited edition, even when more inventory is ready to be released later. The perception of rarity alone is often enough to influence buying behavior. Social media uses the same principle. Stories disappear after 24 hours. Limited time events encourage immediate participation. Exclusive content creates the feeling that if you don't watch now, you'll miss something important forever. The next time you see a countdown timer or the words "only a few left," pause for a moment. Ask yourself one simple question. Do I truly want this? Or am I simply reacting to the fear of missing out? That one question can save you from countless impulsive decisions and help you take back control of your own mind.